Yes.
All right. Hello, you guys, and welcome to another episode of The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. I am Marisha LaShay, and today we have a special guest. Our special guest is Shayla. Everyone, welcome
Hi.
Shayla. She is with us today and our guest. So, before we get started, Shayla, go ahead and say hello to the people.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. Before we go ahead and get started with this awesome show today, I always like to take a moment to actually check in with our mental health, which is rated on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst day of our life, 10 being the
Mm.
best day of our lives. Okay. And I do this because it just allowed me to breathe just for a moment to check in where I'm actually at any part of the day. So,
That's really good.
that I love. That's like one of my favorite parts about being and doing this show is that moment to just like woosah. So Shayla, would you
Mhm.
like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
Oh,
To
sure.
check
I
in.
absolutely, I absolutely go first. If I had to
Okay,
rate
sure, go for
today,
it.
yeah, if I had to rate today, I would say a 10 for sure. It's a great
Okay.
day. Um, yeah, I have no complaints today, and I'm really excited for this. So yeah, we're gonna go with 10. How about you? How are you feeling?
A 10. Today is Team Monday. You know,
Yeah.
I love a good Monday because I always felt like Monday, they say that the week starts on Sunday, which it does, but it's some about Monday, like when you roll it out, like, yeah, I'm going to do this and this and this and this. And that is what actually happened. I don't know, for this is like the second yesterday rolling into Monday. I don't know. I've been up on Sundays rolling into Mondays. I don't know what that's about. I've been working like crazy, but
Yeah.
I'm good. I am, if I could rate it, I'm definitely a 10. I could say I'm definitely a 10 because I've just been so productive. But it's like, okay, I'm thinking about vacation because I always see her post on social media. Okay, we're not working until we're burning out. You know, like I'm just kind of moving that, their response, okay, I'm gonna keep working, I'm gonna keep working, I'm gonna keep working. No, I'm gonna keep working until my body say, you're gonna come down, we're gonna relax, we're gonna fall back. So I just appreciate you for posting the content that you do
Thank
because it resonates with me as I'm like, okay, I could definitely take a break. Shayla's right. We work hard.
you.
You don't have to keep going. It's just like, I'm
Yeah.
tired. I'm not getting any rest. So I just thank you for that. And yes. So let's go ahead and get started, you guys. Those that are listening, definitely feel free to share and drop those comments below on whatever social media platform that you are currently on, whether it is um, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So definitely feel free to share how you're feeling. We're going to go ahead and get started today. So, Shayla, as I've already introduced you to the people, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. Tell us about your brand and what it is that you do.
Awesome. Absolutely. So I am the owner of Conscious Consulting. And in short, we are a digital products agency that helps people to create, launch, and sell their own digital products, specifically ebooks. Ebooks are my favorite out of the bunch. Not necessarily because they're the easiest, but just because they have the greatest potential, and I love
Mhm.
good books. So that is in a nutshell what we do. Conscious Consulting has been in business for 10 years. The last, I want to say the last 6 or 7 of those years, we have been specifically around digital products. So, definitely something I love to do. My ultimate goal is to help people to turn all of those things that they know into income, and not just any income, income that works for you when you're asleep, when you're out grocery shopping, when you're spending time with your family,
That's good.
helps you to stop trading your time for dollars.
I'm just I love the way you make it sound so simple. Like I
Yeah.
remember before I even you guys, I didn't took Shayla's ebook course. Okay, writing a book in 24 hours. I did not even think that that was even possible until I seen.
Yes.
Like this was very intriguing to me because I'm like writing a book. I have to see what's going on with this. I, I can't believe this. I can't even wrap my mind around it. It was mind boggling to me because I'm like, okay, I have a podcast, but I began to just like, okay, I'm going to tune in. I'm going to see what Shayla's talking about this week. I want to see, and I'm like, this woman, she's on something. She's on to something, but
Yes.
what you have done on social media and the posts and everything that you share resonate, you know, with probably not only just me, but others that are actually listening. So, like,
Yeah.
how did you even get started, Shayla, with conscious consulting? Your
Mhm.
very beginning, your start.
So I launched Conscious Consulting back in 2020, 2015, and the goal of it was, like a lot of entrepreneurs, was just to have something in the background. Just because I kept getting pressured to do something. I worked at a neighborhood center at the time, and I found myself helping people with their curriculum, their program, forming
Mhm.
their businesses, all types of stuff from the office while I was at work. But it would be
Yeah,
people that were in the community that heard I was good at it and asked me if I could stay after and do it.
of course.
And after having those experiences over and over again, I was like, maybe I should start my own thing to just do on the side. And so conscious consulting was completely created to be something that I did on the side. I launched it the day of my capstone for my master's program. So my thought process was this is just going to be something cute, right? And God had very different plans. I spent months looking for a job, couldn't find one. And
Wow.
I didn't trust myself enough, honestly, to go full
Mm,
blown into the business like I needed to.
mhm.
And so I just kept looking for jobs, kept trying to find something. And I finally found one, was so excited for them to be paying me. One, I want to talk about how much they were paying me with a master's degree, but um, I got this job and I worked there. I worked my butt off. I gave them 60-hour weeks. I did everything. And after 8 months, they let me go. Like I was so delusional about this job. I thought HR wanted to talk to me about the raise I was promised because of all the stuff I had done. No, they were like,
Mm,
hey, your position isn't going to exist after next week. So here's your
Shayla.
final paperwork for your health care and da 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 da. And I remember going back to my office and thinking, this will be the last time that someone is able to do something like this to me. Like,
That's
and it's been me and Conscious Consulting ever since.
that is powerful. You know, I'm serious because like we can undergo so many different things at these different
Yeah,
companies, given our 1000%, we going all out. And I'm just like, what's this? I know now working the force, I'm like, honey, what's this
yeah.
for?
Now, in no way, shape, or form am I discouraging people to go quit your job, go launch into
No,
entrepreneurship.
not at all. You're not saying that.
Please
Not at
don't.
all.
Please
No,
don't.
no.
But
Mm,
I do want to encourage people to pay attention to what's happening in your life and what resonates with you. Um,
that's good.
because one of the greatest things that I have learned in entrepreneurship is you don't have to figure out how. You just got to
Mm,
start moving towards the directions you're supposed to be moving in. And at
mm,
every stage, every stage the stairs appears, and so
Mm,
the stairs appear. And I honestly believe that. And that's really been my whole journey to starting conscious consulting.
that's beautiful. I've never
Mhm.
heard anyone, you know, describe entrepreneurship in that aspect of, okay, there's some stairs appearing. Because I feel as
Listen,
though entrepreneurship, and as I talk with my other friends, that it's a faith walk.
it's a
Like
faith
you
walk.
don't
Absolutely.
know, in our minds, okay, I got the calendar ready, this is coming now, we gonna
Yep.
do
Yep.
this. Just like stop for a second. I remember like you have to stop
Yeah.
yourself, like, let's be for real. Like,
Yeah.
seriously. This is not anything out of a movie. Yes, there's books on entrepreneurship, but everybody different. Their journey
Everyone's
is
different.
totally different. Like a lot of us who started like it during COVID, I know people were out of their minds. Why are you even starting anything during COVID? Why? Because we're all at home. Like when I
Yeah.
when I started my podcast, I was like, Dad, yes. My
Yeah.
dad said, do it. I was like, you sure? He was like, well, where are you gonna find the audience? Dad, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And
Yeah.
every day I would get it. I mean, I literally started in the bathroom at a
I love
hotel.
it.
I
I
said,
love it.
it's crazy. I said, nobody has to
Yes.
know. Just cover up the curtains. Just go. Nobody has
Yes.
to know.
Just go.
Nobody,
That's it.
nobody has to know. I didn't have any fancy equipment. Still don't have any fancy equipment.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, it's just the willpower to go.
Yes.
I don't have all of it figured out. I just know that I'm just going to keep going forward, and wherever this lands me, I will be there. I will
Yes.
be there. So, Shayla, my next question.
Uh-huh.
What do you think was the biggest challenge in the beginning about starting conscious consulting?
Mm. Oh. So I don't know if it necessarily happened in the beginning.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm gonna say the biggest challenge, and I know this is a challenge for everybody, is knowing where to start. And
Mm,
and I'm gonna be honest, it is one of those things where there is no set answer of where you need to start. And I know that people don't want to hear that, but we're really making up these different starting points because it depends on the person. And it depends on what you have going on and what you need. But for me, the hardest thing was the overthinking, right? And making it more complicated than it had to be.
yes.
If there is
Yes.
one thing that I want to resonate with anyone listening to this is money does not have to be hard. And if you think it does, you have to do some rewiring before you get into entrepreneurship. Um, and so when we start adding all these other steps, we get in the way. When the reality is success is just your birthright. Like you just walk into it, especially for those of you that are believers, like you just walk into it. And it's going to happen for you because of your obedience, not because of the exact point you started, because of this. Like just go and do it. Um, and that will be it. When I started, I had a lot of success really fast, right?
Mm,
And the reason that I had a lot of success really fast, and something that I'm just now starting to circle my way back to, because honestly, we get a little arrogant and we forget things, and
mhm.
it changes. Um, but conscious, so I got fired, right, or the position ended, however they worded it, right.
Sure.
That was, let's say, a Thursday. By 2 weeks from there, I had landed a contract for $7,000.
Work.
Now, the way that I did that was not anything remarkable. It wasn't because I knew sales. It wasn't because I knew how to market myself. I want y'all to know that I launched my business in 2015. I did not start posting on social media till 2019. I didn't start posting consistently till 2021. So, all of the stuff that people tell you, all the things you have to do, you don't. Everybody's path is different. The way that I was able to generate that is I took an honest inventory of what is my skill set. What do I know? And a lot of times we think about our businesses as far as what do we want it to do and not what do I bring to it.
Mm,
And for
mm,
me, my skill set was I'm really good at compliance. I'm really good at creating training materials. I'm really good at formatting things. I'm great at project management. So I did an audit of my skill set and I said, who is most likely to need this thing? And what I knew is I couldn't generate a bunch of money with a smaller product because I didn't have that kind of reach. I didn't have that kind of audience. So that $7,000 contract came from me going to a school and pitching to them that I could do for them the same thing I did for that job that let me go.
mm.
The only catch is I wanted them to hire my company. And when I got it done, I wanted them to tell other schools that I had did it for them. And as
Oh,
a result, I ate for a full year off of the referrals that came from this one experience.
Shayla, you inspire. You are so inspirational. Like, I mean, the way you just the way you just talk about making this bag, it's just like
Because
Shayla.
I want y'all to know it's possible as soon as you get out of your own way.
Yep.
Entrepreneurship, and I can't think exactly where I heard it from, but I thought it was so spot on. And it's entrepreneurship is personal development. That's it. That's it. It
Ooh,
is just personal
write that
development. It's
down.
just it's just
Ooh,
pulling out of you all those
good.
insecurities. It's just
Mm,
illuminating all of those things. And that's why people fold, they shrink, they whatever. But if you can be okay with going through stuff, if you can be okay with not looking like how everybody else is doing it and trust yourself, the money is right there on the other side of it.
Shayla, Shayla, you that's powerful. I never, man, that just blew my mind. Seriously, I never thought about it like that. Like when I think about, I said, I just sit back and I do a lot of reflecting. And I said,
Yeah.
just watching, your videos, tuning in, because I was like, wow, Shayla's doing her thing. But I love how you talk about strategy. I love how you
Yeah.
just, okay, I got my color coordinated here. I'm like, yes, Shayla, go off. Yes, have your life events.
Yeah.
But it's so exciting to just watch you from the sidelines. Like, wow, just to see, how you have developed. Like you said, you started in 2015, but you didn't have all this. I got my list. I'm about to do
Oh
this.
yeah,
I'm gonna
no,
do
those
this.
things came after time.
I mean, we just get so caught up.
Yeah.
In the this, the this, the deadline, because we
Yeah.
become so programmed onto the whole regimen of the 9 to 5. Okay, we
Absolutely.
need to be here at 7:15. I find myself because I am an educator, so I'm like, I'm watching timestamps, timestamps, timestamps. I'm just like,
Yeah.
honey, I need to take a breather. Let's just meditate for a
Yeah.
second because Miss Morris is doing too much, and I feel myself doing too much. So let's break it down. But it's like now I'm starting to ask myself these questions. Like I could do more. I said
Yes.
after I wrote, after taking Shayla's ebook course, I'm like I could do more with this.
Yes.
Aside from it being a book, I was like, yeah. And then I said, exit stage left. You try to do. I backed away from myself, my own potential.
Oh, we do it
Because
all the time. And I'm not saying that like I figured it out because at every level I do it again. I just do it different.
mhm.
But you start to get better at catching yourself like, oh,
Mm,
that was a limiting thought. Okay, let me work through where did that even come from? Why am I
that's
having
good.
these thoughts? So every level of it creeps back up, right?
Got you.
Um, but I'm glad you brought the book. So have you launched it? So you
I
thought I wasn't gonna
attempted
bring it back
to
up? Hmm?
yeah,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
because I'm just like, how can I get it. Yet I said I even tuned in. It's so funny because like Shayla, I'm watching you. I'm following. I'm tuning in. I'm like, you gave me the idea for the webinar. Webinar notes already ready, Shayla. I mean, somebody
Okay.
just.
So now, but
I'm
what's with the book? So tell me, what's the topic? What's the book about?
about podcasting.
Okay,
It's
so
about
what about podcasting?
how to get started. I came up with my
Okay,
whole
awesome,
framework. I
awesome.
came.
So, so wait,
I
so why we haven't launched it?
in my own way. In my
Okay,
own way.
so
You
when are we
know.
gonna launch it?
Shayla, please.
Because now we on live. No, you
I
can't rush the
know.
moment.
I know.
When are we
I
launching it?
know. I
Here's what I want
finished
you to
it
do, and I want
last
anybody that's
week.
listening to this, because you included anybody that's listening to this. If you have an ebook idea or you have an ebook that's already done, pick a day and launch it. You know what ebook I hate? My first one. I can't stand that ebook because it's bad. It's done wrong. It got errors and stuff in it, but I love it because it's generated me money. My first
Mhm.
ebook made me 230 some odd dollars in that first month. And I know a lot of people try and just talk these big numbers and throw big numbers at you, but let me tell you, that number was huge to me in that
Mhm.
season. And that number's still huge to me now. That was, I went from a place of not knowing how I was going to put gas in a car
True.
to consistent sales coming in every week and being able
Mhm.
to not have to worry about how I was going to use gas. That is the difference between launching your ebook. So I want you to just think about, because our average person makes $1,500 per month. I want you to think about, what could I do with an additional $1,500 a month? Now, if you don't have anything that you can do with the 1,500, girl, don't give me a date. Don't worry about it. But if you can think of some things that you would do with an additional $1,500 a month, then go and pick a date and launch the ebook.
Okay. Okay.
Let's launch it.
Okay.
Let's launch it. Just pick a date.
Like, you guys, okay. I mean, it's been done since you like it's been
Since
done.
when?
Like
Since when?
since last year. I want to say last year. It's just been sitting in the archives. It's been done.
I'm not answering another question until you pick a date. So you let me know. I got my calendar out. What date are you launching it? Because it could be any date, but it needs to be within the next 7 days. That's your parameters. So
Wow, Shayla, really?
when you wanna launch it?
7 days?
Yeah, I mean,
Shayla, I can't believe Shayla, you're here on the show.
and see, and now you holding up the questions. Now the people waiting, they don't know the next thing. We ain't gonna have time. You got until I'm gonna say it up until December 1st, but you really don't need that much time because it's been done. But I want you to say it live and in front of your audience.
Yeah,
When are you launching it?
yeah.
Because here's the
I
funny part. The worst thing that can happen is where you are right now.
mm, that's good. That's good. The way
It
that,
can't
yeah.
do anything but be better than right now.
Mhm. That's true. Because I mean, I thought about everything. I mean, I watched it to the T. I went back over it. I was like, wait, go back again. Did you hear what Shayla said? Did you hear,
Yeah,
like,
but
did you
but
hear
it
what she
would
said?
it'd be so easy to market because you already do podcasts. You're just adding a product. So what day are we thinking?
Shayla, I cannot believe you. I
I
cannot
don't know. You
believe.
shouldn't have told me that.
I mean, I just had, how people say, yeah, they have all the. I actually have listened to Shayla's products.
And
I've
see, and I
used
love
them.
and I love that. I love that
I read
for
her
you.
Other
I love.
Ways Mamas Could
Mm-hmm,
Generate Money.
mm-hmm.
I read that ebook. Shayla dropped some really
And
good
and
ebooks.
let me tell you something. I am not one of those people that enjoys that when somebody be like, "Oh, girl, I took your course." I don't care how much money did we make. How much money did you make? Is your life different because you took that course? Did you execute on it or did you put it out there? If not, it don't even phase me. And the reason I say it like that is because when
Hmm.
I say ebooks changed how I was able to work, it
That's true.
changed how I prioritize my time. It changed
Hmm.
my ability to be with my son.
That's true.
So when I think about those things, I cannot stress enough, especially Black women. We are caregivers, we are
Mhm.
everything to everybody. And you have knowledge, especially what you do, the podcast part. You know how to start. Even if you decide in the future you want to do a course, that's cool. Even if you decide you want to break it up and do a webinar, whatever, that's cool. But if you already have a product, and even if you don't, because you know the course you can get it done fast, but if you already have a product, just set the date and give yourself the gift of time freedom. So yeah, we can't
Amen.
go to no other questions. I'm just waiting for you to give me the date so I can write it down
Hey, you
and
know
hold you
what? I'm
accountable.
always up for a challenge.
Come on,
25th,
here we go. Woo, there we
25th,
go. Now see, it didn't
25th.
even it
You said 7
didn't
days. I was born May 7th. Let's go 7. Let's go 7.
yes,
Let's do it.
there we go. November 25th. Y'all heard it here first.
Okay. November 25th. I'm gonna go and pull it out the archives. I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna
Yes.
give it everything that I have. I'll reach out about marketing tips. We'll get it
Yes.
together. We'll get it
Yes.
together. I'm
Yes.
gonna
Yes.
walk by
Yes.
faith. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do
You're
it.
going to do it and it's going to be good.
Look at you. Look at you,
It's
Shay.
going
Look
to
at
be good.
Oh
I
my
told you it's
goodness.
nothing but personal development. It's just the
Definitely so.
second. It's
I
just
was
us getting
thinking,
out of our way,
I was
and
like,
and and I tell people all the time. I have launched for myself personally over 40 ebooks.
wow,
There has been ebooks that have flopped. There have been ebooks that didn't do anything, and then there's been ebooks that made me thousands and thousands of dollars in a single month. You just gotta get comfortable putting them out there. That's all.
that's true.
And it
That's
and it
true.
takes the first time. Now I set a date when y'all see me see me announce that I'm launching an ebook. I haven't even started writing it yet. That's like the pressure I put for myself to make sure I get it done. So if I
That's
ever post, hey, ebook dropping this Friday, I am about to start working on it that night.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's like I just knew, like as I was writing, it was so funny
Yeah.
because when I was writing the ebook, my son was home from school that whole week, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't have nothing to do. I'm gonna go write this book. I see
Yes.
your course. I caught it. I said, oh, that's the Lord. Let me go ahead and do this. And then I'm serious. The way that everything happened,
Yeah.
it looked like the background in the back, I'm like, this is interesting. So you just writing an ebook and your son is sick? Absolutely, because I just still was
Yeah.
getting things done, still
Yeah.
by being the mom that I am.
Yes.
It's never a time where I'm not gonna do what I need to do. Like you're saying, it's coming from the obedience. And even as I've taken on a new adventure and I'm over after school now. So I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
coaching. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh no, you're gonna have to get that out of your mind. You're gonna
Yep.
have to get that out of there. You
Yep.
just gotta go. You have to go. So um I got my challenge. Shayla
Yes,
didn't,
I'm so excited.
look at that. Here we go. An ebook dropping next week. Here we
Yes.
go. So yes. So you guys have heard it here first. Shayla did take charge to me, pushing me into greatness, which is good.
Yes.
What do you enjoy most about conscious consulting? What do you enjoy most about your business?
Oh, I enjoy the freedom I have.
Yes.
I enjoy the fact that I can work from anywhere.
Yes.
I enjoy the fact that my son is now a middle schooler. But
Yep.
that his entire elementary school career, I never missed a PTA meeting
Awesome.
because of conscious consulting. I am just I am absolutely, absolutely grateful that I have a platform that I can reinvent or change my mind as many times as needed. Um, and that I've embraced failing. Like
Really.
there are things that even still, like I don't want to make this seem like I've got this 100% figured out. Um, there
Definitely.
are seasons that are really hard. There are seasons that are so overwhelmingly frustrating.
Mhm.
Um, but in all of that, I get my time. And I am grateful beyond belief for that. And definitely,
Mhm.
definitely my favorite part. Um,
I love that for you. I
yeah.
love that time freedom. I was like, it's so funny. I was just going on my soapbox. Yes, because I think it's coming to my time. I said every time that I think I'm about to jump off the cliff, I'm like, I just so happen to get out the parachute. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I hear you when you say the time freedom because what does your day to day look like, Shayla? Like, do you create like what your
Oh.
week is gonna be, or do you go day by day, or what does that look like for you?
Okay, so fun fact, Shayla has wild ADHD. Okay.
Okay.
Wild, probably a bunch of other neural spicy things going on in that brain, but that's the biggest one.
Okay.
One of my best friends, Denise, shout out to her. She is a project management brain for sure. And she helped to sit, like she really sat down on a Zoom with me and got my Google Calendar together and just blocking off what times of day I do certain things.
Good.
So on most days, from 6 to 10 a.m. is my work time. I don't do meetings, I just
Mhm.
work. Um,
Mhm.
and then from something like 10:30 to 3-ish, I do my meetings. That's when I take on client meetings. And then one day out of the week, I only do evenings. Now, keep in mind, I built my schedule like that, mostly so that when my son gets out of school, I'm not working or taking on anything. But
That's good.
I even have a designated nap time. I take a nap every day at noon. I don't do nothing. Like, so by 11:30, if I'm ever on a meeting with y'all, 11:30, my friend, she said this earlier today and it had me cracking up. I'm probably prepping my nap station. Like, I'm prepping the bed to get ready to take my nap. I'm winding down at 11:30. I get up
It's
at 4 or 5.
beautiful.
By noon, your girl's in the bed.
That's good,
But
Shay.
for the most part, outside of that, what I'm now trying to get to a space of is getting back into my workouts, getting back into the other things that I need to incorporate in my life that I've just neglected. Um, but yeah, on a day to day, that's pretty much what it looks like. I spend a lot of time outside. If it's a day I can go golfing, I go golf or I go walk at the park for a long time. I have a Rottweiler that you probably hear snoring in the background because he's disrespectful like that. Um, so that's what I do most of the time. But
Okay.
again, I get time, which is a weird thing because I feel like
No,
I
it's
always
not.
supposed to be
We can't
busy.
buy it back. We can't
Yeah,
buy
so I
it.
have to just embrace it. Yeah, I have to
That's
embrace it,
beautiful.
but it's definitely something that I'll get a little antsy, like, okay, what else can I be doing? I do a lot of stuff with community.
Definitely.
I post about it a lot, like juvenile incarceration and working with
Mhm.
individuals who are incarcerated. So I spend a lot of time on that, but mostly that's what my day looks like. So
I
around
know
this
you
time,
so.
I'm
Did you
probably sitting
ever
outside.
think, like, before conscious consultant became into like
Mhm,
its full flourishing,
mhm.
did you ever think that you were like going to
No,
be able to have this time freedom,
no,
being able to be the mom that you want to be, still being able to combine all your passions?
no. Now, I will say that anybody that knows me knows I've always been absolutely obsessed with the little boy, right? So I, even before Conscious Consulting was in a good place, um, most of the time for childcare, I would do all of the stuff at home. So I was always coming up with like creative ways to keep him busy while I'm working,
Definitely.
um, and
Hmm.
so I did all of that. And like I said, I do curriculum, so like it was kind of easy for me to do that kind of thing. But um I was always at this place of just being extremely broke and extremely busy. And I will say that after that season and us launching our digital products, do I have seasons where our finances have gone down? Absolutely. Don't believe any entrepreneur that says that their money just stays one way. That's a lie.
No, not at all. That
Um,
would be unrealistic, and we
but
like to keep it real.
no,
No
it's
fluff
ebbs and
talk.
flows.
We like to keep it
But
real.
yeah, and so even at the lowest financial season, I still have my time. And I remember plenty of times before, and what led me to get into ebooks, where I was broke and busy. Like I didn't have any time to think, but also didn't have any money. So it was like everybody be like, "Oh, just delegate." It was like, "Well, you need money to delegate," and "Oh, just do this." And it's like, "Oh, you need money to be able to do that." And I was just at this place where I was at my capacity and just really burning thin on both ends. So I definitely would have never um, imagined being able to move out of my hometown. I just I didn't
Definitely.
think any of that stuff was possible.
Look at you. Look at you.
Yeah, God is amazing.
That's I always
God is
say,
awesome.
and thank you, Jesus, for bringing
Yeah,
me through because I just always just look back year after year. I was like, you have to edit? Of course, I learned to edit. You have
yeah,
to, do these marketing pieces? Yes, get into Canva.
yeah,
Listen, yes, you have to. You
yes,
just have to so people could know. You have to
yep,
get yourself out there.
yep,
So in closing, Shayla, what advice
absolutely.
would you have for someone who is new and starting out as we're closing? Because I know that
Hmm.
we kind of touched on it in the beginning, but just
Hmm.
coming back to it so we could go ahead and close out. And so
Absolutely.
our listeners could just have something to just resonate and reflect on in their personal time.
I would say that the best place for anyone to start, and a place that I wish I would have started, is start digital. Um, a lot of people think that you have to already have something built out in order to launch digital products, or you have to understand marketing. You don't. Digital products, and the reason I say this is do not build a business that is going to require 100% of you, because
Mm,
then it's always going to require 100% of you. Create something that gives
mm,
you the life that you want. And I don't know anybody that wants a life that's not full of time freedom. And so by starting with digital products, you are able to begin to monetize your knowledge without you having to be physically present. And I'm going to just share 3 ways that you can begin to
mhm,
start to make
mhm.
money from digital products. Okay. First, take an inventory of what you know and what you do. It does not have to be a business idea. It could be what you do on a day to day. Like I told you guys in the beginning, I started by getting that contract because that was what my background was in. You want to think about what is that topic that everyone already knows you for. Okay.
That's good.
The second thing you're going to do is you're going to decide, because of this topic, what is one pain that I can solve for other people that is
Mm,
going to either save them money or make them money because of this pain that I know. So, for example, if you know how to start podcasts, right? Like you know about podcasts, people know you because you have a
inside
podcast.
out. Mhm.
Your pain that you saw for them is helping people to start their podcast, or
Definitely.
teaching them what equipment they're going to need for their podcast, or showing them this
Definitely.
how to get guests on their podcast. All of these
Mhm.
are different pains. So you're choosing the one pain, the top one. And then the last thing is you're going to identify who needs this, not who can use it, not who wants it. If your answer is, oh, everyone can use it, then it's not
You're not.
specifically for them. I want to
Mhm.
know who needs this. And when you talk about who needs it needs to be who needs it, who knows they need it, and who can afford to need it. Okay.
Mm.
Now, because of that, now you can pitch it. If you are someone that knows you don't have a social media following, what organization, school, or company could use this, and pitch it directly to them? If you are someone that does have a social media presence, or you want to have a social media presence, what individuals can benefit from this, and pitch it directly to them? Whichever way you decide to do, if you need support or assistance, definitely make sure you check us out. We have a library of over 100 trainings and resources in our digital idea bank.
Yes,
Our
yes.
membership is going on an annual sale this Black Friday. So make sure that you guys follow us and stay tuned
Mm.
for that. I'm going to do a 24-hour sale of all of those things that are on there. Everything from teaching you how to create an ebook, to how to sell an ebook to an organization, to how to create things like notebooks or curriculum or webinars, whatever else you could think of digitally, so that you can start to make money no matter the stage you're in. But if I had to think of something that I would recommend for people to start with, that would be it. Start digital.
That's good. That's good. You definitely. I remember another one of your books that I read is 100 Ways to Make Money. Use a
Mm.
digital product.
Yes, yes,
I'm
yes,
like, I
yes.
read that one. I was like, what?
Yeah, so all of those ways are what's inside the digital idea bank.
I was like, Shayla, now you really showing out. Now you showing out. This woman is really going in. I love it.
There's
I'm
so many
here for
ways.
it. But I was like, 100 ways. Yes, that was a good. As I was reading it, and the way that you had it organized, like, Shayla, I can't. Shayla, you show out. You show out. But I love all of your products thus far that I
Thank
have read
you.
personally and actually taken the course and just watching your live, they're so informational. Like they're so informative, about
Yes.
what you could do and how you could do it. And you always just like, okay, this is for the chefs. This is for the if I was in this field, I'm like, yes, let them know, Jay, let them know. Because some people, like you're saying, they don't know how to think about themselves.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
Yep.
us, over the period of time, tell me one thing that you're good at. Let me think. Hold on. Let me,
Yeah. Yeah. It
we're not
becomes
really in
hard.
tune with ourselves because some people feel like that, we might boasting about ourselves or we're gloating or, but
Yep.
you have to know what your strengths are and what your weak. You have to know yourself. You have to
Yeah.
know what is that thing that you do well, and you can talk to people about all day long because they always ask me, do I have to come into an actual studio? Honey, studio where? I'm not
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
additional bills. This is online. You could be anywhere in the world. Here we are talking right now. If
Yes.
I need to make any edits, sure. You wanted a soundtrack, my friend who's a producer. Yes, thank you for that soundtrack. Thank you so much. So it's just like there's no
Yes.
limitations. Even me being an educator, oh my goodness, it's a plethora of things that we could do. Because like you
Yep.
said, I'm designing like I could take the whole curriculum, turn that thing upside
Yep.
down. But not only that, I'm taking things each week and
Yeah.
changing them up. And somebody might want to use that. Who
Hmm.
knows? So I'm like,
Absolutely, they will.
I've been paying attention, I've seen things. I was like, oh, Shayla taught me about that. Shayla talked about this. Like
Appreciate that.
I once told the company, I was like, you guys need to do commercials, okay? Because you guys listen. And I gave them that little snippet, and I haven't seen the commercial yet. But Shayla, thank you definitely for
Thank you
coming and
so much for having me.
passing with me and charging me to do this book. I believe this. How can I let Shayla do this to me? I thought we were here. And now I have to do this book next week. Pull it up out of the archives, dust it
Yes.
off, and let's try it again.
Yes. And any support or any questions that you have, let me
Oh,
know. Don't
I believe
hesitate to
it.
reach out. You got
Get me
this.
to doing this. I cannot believe it. Well, yes, this should be good. So we'll see you guys. I'll keep you guys updated as I come back for Joycember because I normally do
Woo.
something in December as well. And I totally excited. So definitely thank you so much, Shayla. You were amazing.
Thank
Just
you for
being
having
here and
me.
just laughing with you and enjoying your company during this time. So you guys, that is all for us. We are out of here. I will talk to you guys
Bye.
same time, same place. Get us a little music so we could get on up out of here because uh, I gotta go right up on the music. This everything got me. Come in. Believe this. I'm gonna call Anita. Not believe this. I'm gonna call Anita. Uh,
That's all right. November 25th.